Hi everyone, it's me, Arielle, and it's Wednesday Warriors, and this week I'm going to be talking about summer beginning, summer events, and lots of different things that these summer events might entail that may make you uncomfortable or maybe a challenge in regards to your eating disorder. For example, if you have had issues with self-harm, wearing short sleeves or more revealing clothing that would show scars if you have a history of that sort of behavior, or just less clothing in general in terms of body image and things like that, comparing yourself to other people, and also things in respect to summer activities being focused around food, like picnics and other activities like that. The first thing I want to do is refer you to some videos that I've done in the past. I did a video regarding summer clothes and your body, I believe last summer, and instead of repeating myself in this video, I'd like to direct you there. I think it's very helpful, completely relates to this topic 100%. I did also do a video before about comparing yourself to others, which is relevant in so many ways, but specifically relevant when we're talking about appearance and body image and wearing less clothing because of warmer weather. Something I haven't talked about as much in the past is the self-harm aspect, and I am one of these people who feels that an eating disorder is a form of self-harm in itself. You are not taking care of your body, you are self-destructing through either restricting or binging or purging or other eating disordered behaviors. And what people think of when they think of typical self-harm is cutting, and that is unfortunately one of the more, I guess if you want to use the word, popular forms of self-harm, and many eating disordered individuals do also engage in cutting. So it is something to be aware of, and it is something certainly to discuss in respect to eating disorders and also in respect to summer. As far as if you have a history of self-harm and you're doing better now and you want to be able to wear more revealing clothing because, one, it's hot outside, and two, you want to begin to feel more comfortable in your own skin if you are working on body image issues, or you want to go to the beach, or you want to go swimming and you want to wear a bathing suit and you're worried about what other people will think. I'm going to use the age-old phrase that your real friends aren't going to care, they only really care about you. So you won't be judged if you are among true friends and true people. Now, there's always the chance that we're going to be judged in life because people will always think what they want to think regardless of what we say or do, and to a certain extent you have to be okay with that. You're never going to be able to stop people from thinking what they want to think about you, and they may think some things that are snap judgments or are untrue or reflect badly upon you, but you can't change that unless you talk to them, engage them in conversation, explain your past, and a lot of that would involve them asking questions or saying things outright to you to begin with. But something that you can do is hold yourself with confidence and wear whatever you want to wear with that confidence. And even if you're sort of faking comfortability at this point, I always use that terminology, fake it till you make it. Wear a smile on your face, try to think positive, try to go out there and act the way you want to act and do the things you want to do, and have that I don't care what anyone thinks attitude about you. And it may be somewhat a front, but if you really want to not care what other people are thinking, a little bit of it comes into play. I do think we start to believe it if we act it, and I do think that it's good practice at getting outside of your comfort zone and not letting your fears stop you from meeting a challenge, because let's face it, if it's due to scars or if it's due to body image or if it's just due to you not being comfortable in your own skin, summer can be a challenge and wearing certain things can be a challenge. And this is really about pushing the limit and taking things to the next level, letting yourself be you, wearing what you want to wear, wearing what feels good, wearing what is weather appropriate, regardless of what your past may have held, regardless what people might be thinking, and just having the right attitude about it. Now, is it going to be scary? Probably. I think a lot of the fear lies in the unknown. It lies in this impending doom. The anticipation, in my experience, has always been worse than the actual action or event or experience itself. We dread things, and that dread is so heavy and holds so much power over us. But then when we actually push ourselves to do what it is that we fear, it's really not as bad as we built it up in our head. Sometimes it's not enjoyable. Sometimes it does take work and effort to get through it, but it's usually not as bad as we feared that it would be. This can be, in regards to so many things in life: eating disorder, not eating disorder, self-harm, no self-harm, summer, not summer, anything that you want to talk about. I think that dread is usually worse than the actual experience that you're dreading. If you let fear stop you from doing something that should be natural, you're giving something negative a lot of power over you. And this is the best way that I can show you how detrimental it is to your mental health. If you let fear and what other people might think and your own insecurities win in a situation, or prevent you from doing something that you might otherwise want to do, you're giving those negative things more power over you than even you have. And there's just something so freeing about saying, I don't care. And even if I do kind of care, I'm going to not care anyway, and I'm just going to push through and do it. And it's great when you do the things that you fear, because when you do, you feel good because you were able to engage in the act that you wanted to engage in, but you feel good because you actually accomplished something. And the pride that you feel later is only something that you can feel in yourself. No one else helped you to do it. No one else made the decision for you to do it. And it just feels so good, and it feels so much better than anything else can. I did a video in the past about leaving your comfort zone, and I think that applies to this situation, so I'm going to post the link to that as well. I hope you'll check it out. I guess what I'm really trying to say is there's no reason that you can't enjoy summer, and there's no reason that you can't enjoy wearing whatever it is that you want to wear. The only thing stopping you is you. And even though it might feel that there are other things stopping you, societal or social or any other kind of thing that you might feel is negative in a circumstance, at the heart of everything, really, it's you that are holding yourself back. And I think it's important to keep that in mind when you're thinking about wanting to move away from your comfort zone or try something new, or let the scars show that you may have. And if you have scars in other ways that are more figurative than physical, this applies too. I mean, you don't have to be so concerned about what shows. It's more about what you feel and doing what you want to do and enjoying life and living every moment to the fullest. I think a lot of the time it can help to have some moral support when you're going to wear a bathing suit or go to a picnic where there's food or some other kind of function that food is involved. Whether you have someone with you for moral support who is also struggling with an eating disorder or who's in recovery, or whether it's just a friend that's very close to you or a family member that you know you can count on. I think facing things alone feels a lot scarier than facing things with other people, and the pride you'll feel when you accomplish these things is going to be the same whether you face it all alone or whether you face it with a friend. So if it would make you feel better to get some moral support, I definitely suggest that you do it. Sometimes words and touch don't even have to happen. If you go to an event and you're wearing a bathing suit or you're wearing less clothing because it's hot outside and you're feeling uncomfortable, sometimes all it takes is just looking across the room or looking across the grass and seeing the other person that you brought and making eye contact and just kind of nodding your head, and they know that you're having a hard time, and you're basically telling them that you're having a hard time, and just looking over at them can help you get through the moment and get from one moment to the next. Never underestimate the power of support. Well, my other thoughts on summer, especially body image and clothing, is in my video from last year, so I'll direct you there once again. And I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I hope you're having a great start to your warm weather and your summer.